everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. There are a few topics I want to talk about in this video. First, starting with Saweetie. The rapper Saweetie made a post on Twitter suggesting that she is ready to be somebody's mama, y'all. She said, "I want some babies." Now, we don't know exactly who Saweetie wants some babies with. We don't know if she has a potential baby father or if she's even in a relationship at all. But the actor from Snowfall, Damson Idris, did post Saweetie on his IG story, and people are speculating that maybe there might be something going on between them. However, we can't confirm that to be true. But back to the topic, Saweetie seems like she's having baby fever, and there is somebody out there who wouldn't mind giving her some babies. And that somebody is Nick Cannon. After Saweetie made this post, Nick Cannon responded with a bunch of emojis volunteering himself to be Saweetie's baby daddy. Now, Nick Cannon has a lot of nerve trying to plant more babies with another woman. Now, if you don't know, Nick Cannon has 7 children with 4 different women, but apparently that's not enough for him. He wants more children, and he also wants more baby mamas. And I think he wants Saweetie to be his 5th baby mama. Even though he seems like he's playing, I don't think he is. If he had the opportunity, he would definitely try to impregnate Saweetie. But Nick already has enough baby mamas. He doesn't need another one. He's just being greedy at this point. And if Saweetie was smart, she would stay away from him because his sperm is very potent. Now, moving on, I want to talk about Kanye West. It's being reported by Page 6 that Kanye is allegedly dating the model Vinetria. Now, Vinetria is a young 22-year-old woman who is half Kanye's age, and she was sitting courtside at a basketball game with Kanye, and rumors started to swirl that she was dating him. Now, I don't know if she is or not, but I'll tell you this. This smells like a publicity stunt. Kanye wants attention. Y'all know Kanye is just like his wife, Kim Kardashian. They both are attention seekers. But in this case, Kanye is trying to get Kim's attention. Now, Kanye did express in his recent interview on Drink Champs that he wants to get back with Kim. But Kim is running around with the SNL comedian Pete Davidson. And I think this is really getting under Kanye's skin.
They SNL making my wife say I divorced him on TV because they just wanted to get that bar off, and I ain't never even seen the papers. We not even divorced.
Wow.
So how we, because that ain't no joke to me.
Wow,
my kids want their parents to stay together. Right. I want us to be together. But
I want y'all to be together too.
If you look at the media, that's not what they promoting. Right. That's not what they want. They want it to be a new wedding, a new episode, a new TV show. And then they have people all around in my wife's ear. You know what I'm saying? This is a publicist that's next to her. I don't fuck with her.
So you heard in that clip, Kanye said that he wants to get back with Kim, and he revealed that they still are very much married. There is no divorce on the table. But Kim is currently dating Pete Davidson, and her publicist is putting these stories out there. And this is the thing that's bothering Kanye the most. Kanye doesn't like the fact that Kim is moving on. He thought he had a grip on her, but she's moving on and dating a very unlikely person. She's dating a younger white comedian. And this is different for Kim because Kim doesn't typically date white guys, but she's dating Pete. And I think she's doing that to keep up with her sister Courtney, if you ask me. But Kanye sees all of this, and I don't think he's feeling it at all. So to be petty, he's now playing tit for tat and saying, okay, well, I'm going to move on and start dating a younger black model. Now, if you know Kanye's dating history, you know that Vinetria actually fits his type. Kanye has a history of dating models. So this is not an unlikely pairing, but I do think Vinetria is way too young for Kanye, and I think he's way too much for her to deal with. But she's gonna stick around for the bag, and Kanye is gonna flaunt her around to get under Kim's skin. It's all an attention-seeking ploy. Both Kanye and Kim are trying to get attention with their new relationship, so I'm not buying any of it. I don't think they have any interest in divorcing each other. They're gonna get back together when it's convenient, but for right now, they're living separate lives and they're dating people outside of the marriage. And from the looks of it, it seems like they have an open marriage. I guess that's what it is at this point because they're together, but they're not together. Anyway, let me move on and talk about the singer Summer Walker. Now, this past Friday, Summer Walker released her highly anticipated album, Still Over It. And I have to say that I really enjoyed this album a lot. The album was trending all on social media. Everybody was talking about it. And I could tell that this was really a personal album for Summer Walker. Now, if you don't know, Summer did get out of a toxic relationship with the producer London on the track, and she even said how difficult the process was for her recording the album because she was pregnant. She was pregnant with London's baby, and this is during the time when she and London were going through their issues. So there was a lot of emotion poured out into the album, and you could feel it. I personally think this album is better than her first album, Over It. Over It was a solid R&B album, and I still think her song Body is one of her best songs in her whole catalog to date. But her second album, Still Over It, just hits different. I liked every song on Still Over It. I think the album was very cohesive sonically, and I love the fact that the songs were recorded chronologically, like it was a diary. And it really just kind of takes you through different phases of Summer's relationship with London. When Summer was dating London, she had to deal with his bitter baby mamas. His baby mamas were always going off on Summer on social media, especially that baby mama Ebony. Her in particular always had something to say. So Summer made a song about it called Bitter, and she opened up the album with Bitter, and she followed it up with the song X for a Reason. And I thought that was an interesting way to open up the album because she wasn't trying to glorify her relationship with London in any way. Off the gate, she was talking about how she had to deal with his bitter baby mamas. So that was a red flag in itself. And come to find out, London allegedly was still messing around with those baby mamas while he was dating Summer. So the whole thing was just a mess, but I like the way the album opened up because it was kind of preparing you for this messy, toxic hood love story. Now, I want to talk about some of my favorite songs on the album. No Love featuring SZA is one of my favorites for sure. The song was a whole vibe. The melodies were amazing. The harmonies were great. And the SZA feature was the icing on the cake. I love the way SZA writes. Throw It Away was also great. I really love that Avant sample. And I also like the song Circus. I kind of wish Circus was longer. It needed to be longer in my opinion, but I loved it. I loved it. Now, the song that really just got me was her song Constant BS. The harmonies on Constant BS were just incredible. It was glorious. It was complete ear candy. And I really have to give Summer props for the vocals that she was giving on this album because she was doing a lot of vocal stacking. And I always appreciate when an artist takes time to layer their vocals because I don't feel like a lot of R&B singers do that in today's music. I think a lot of them just kind of vibe out to the song, but they completely forget about the harmonies. And harmonies are really an important ingredient to the song. It's like the seasoning, like you need it to add flavor to a song. Without it, I feel like something is missing. So I always really appreciate it when I hear artists take time to layer their background vocals. And Summer did just that for me. But like I was saying about the song Constant BS, hands down, that's the best song on the album in my opinion. Also, Switching N-Word Out was another one of my faves. That was on repeat. I really liked Closure. I liked Toxic featuring Dirk. Broken Promises and Reciprocate were cool. I also loved her song Unloyal with Ari Lennox. I loved the jazzy neo soul vibe that it had. I really liked the fact that Summer kind of brought that sound in her music. I love how she mixes the traditional with the contemporary. And also, this type of song is very fitting for Ari Lennox. Ari showed out on this song. She definitely was the highlight on Unloyal. I liked every song on the album, to be honest. This is the type of album that you could play all the way through. There are some songs that stood out to me more than others, obviously, but for the most part, this was a really solid album through and through. And I liked how the stories and the songs just flowed. I would say the only song that kind of felt a little out of place was her song That Right There with Pharrell and the Neptunes. I actually do love that right there, and I like the fact that it was more up-tempo, and that was refreshing to hear after listening to a bunch of sad heartbreak songs. But I do feel like it was a little misplaced on this album. I don't know, that's just my opinion. But overall, the album was really solid. Now, I want to talk about the last song on the album, Fourth Baby Mama, because that song was just like, whoa. Summer dragged London for filth on this song. She even dragged his mama. She basically said that his mama wasn't worth ish. She called her out for constantly condoning London's behavior, all because he buys her expensive gifts. And she went in on London. She called him a clout chaser. She said he was only using her and trying to cash in on her. She also exposed him for only buying her nice things to stunt on IG, because all he wants to do is impress his peers and brag about the money he has. Also, she said he made her spend her whole pregnancy alone. He even lied and said that he was at work, but he was actually sexing other women, including some of his baby mamas. Like, Summer literally OD'd. Like, she spilled everything. She did not spare London at all. And the song even had me upset with London, because I was like, what kind of man leaves his pregnant girlfriend alone like this? This is a shame. It's really a shame. And I'm not even going to act like Summer is the complete victim here, because she saw all the red flags and she ignored them. And she got herself into this predicament. So in the end, she can't really absolve herself from everything that happened, but I still can't help but feel for her. I do believe that she was used in a lot of ways, and she was sold a lot of dreams and broken promises, and she believed that she was different, but she quickly realized that she was no different from London's other baby mamas. He was going to treat her the exact same way, and that's what happened, which is unfortunate. But one thing I loved is how the album ended. I love the fact that Ciara came through and delivered her prayer. It was such a beautiful way to end the album, because after all the heartache and all the hurt and the anger that was released in this album, there needed to be something that would remind all the young women out there that they can love again, that they don't have to stay down and broken from a past relationship. They could find somebody to love them the right way, but most importantly, they have to learn to love themselves. And I thought that was a positive way to end the album, because the album was getting kind of depressing. So it needed something that would uplift the listener. So I thought adding Ciara's prayer was perfect. And I have to give props to Summer, because her album Still Over It broke records on Apple Music. In fact, her song Bitter was the fastest song to reach #1 on Apple Music. It actually dethroned Adele's record for Easy on Me. Not only that, all of her songs occupied the top 20 songs on the Apple Music list. So Summer performed very well on the first day of her release, and I do believe her album Still Over It is going to do some amazing numbers in its first week. I did hear that it is projected to sell between 180,000 to 210,000 in the first week. That is huge. That's actually really huge. And the fact that she's doing these numbers and outselling pop artists and rap artists without any heavy promotion says a lot. At this point, Summer is on her way to being the new R&B supreme of her generation. Now, even though there were a lot of people who enjoyed Summer's album, there were a couple of people who were in their feelings about it. And one of those people was the artist Young Thug. Now, Young Thug is actually London on the Track's friend, and he didn't like the fact that Summer mentioned him in Fourth Baby Mama. Summer said this in her lyrics: "Now, what's the point of keep on having kids if she's just gonna be raising them? That's just pure laziness. I don't get it. Is you trying to keep up with Thug? Is you racing him?" If you don't know, Young Thug also has 4 baby mamas like London, so that's what she was referring to. And Young Thug didn't like that comment. In fact, he posted this on his IG story: "Summer Walker, F you, LOL." Also, London on a Track responded and said, "LOL, just woke up. What happened? Oh snap, album out. I'm just glad to be an inspiration. Keep streaming." And he also reposted Young Thug telling Summer, "F you." So both Young Thug and London were in their feelings about the Fourth Baby Mama song. I know London was in his feelings about this whole album because Summer put him on blast and he has been getting dragged nonstop. So I know he's not happy about that at all, but he's not going to say anything too crazy because he is still getting credits on the album. He was actually listed as a producer on a lot of the songs, which was a surprise to me. So he's getting paid from Summer's heartbreak. Not only that, I did hear that Summer kind of has a bad deal. She did sign a 360 deal where her label is going to take a huge percentage of her royalties. So Summer is not going to make the money that she should make off of this album, which is very unfortunate because this album is projected to do very well. And this is Summer's heart and soul. This is her work, but she's not going to be able to get paid in the way that some of these leechers are going to get paid. So it's really unfortunate. It really is. But I'm going to continue to support Summer as an artist. I think she's great, and I love what she's doing for R&B. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.